Okay, today join me on this amazing trip to Albania. I show you a lot of things we did. We did it with a group of friends and it was really an amazing trip. I was also able to make a lot of these amazing drone shots because it is really a beautiful area to be. It is a really nice trip. So today I will start with a few drone shots, but I will also show our entire journey from the start to the end, what kind of trips we did, what kind of hikes we did, what kind of food we ate. So it was really amazing, and these snippets of shots are really amazing. Obviously it was so nice to fly around with my drone. I really feel like I was flying. It's really amazing, and the mountains are amazing. One of the best hikes we had in Europe, I think. So it's a must-see video, a must-see country. So it's really amazing, and good to know if you fly to Albania, it's quite cheap. So there's a lot of cheap flights you can book, and also the prices there are also not too expensive. So for anyone on a budget and not wanting to spend too much money there, it's an amazing thing and place to go. Also the culture is way more different. We also hired a car, so we drove around almost the whole I think east coast and the whole country. We went inland and also we went to the coast. So these are one of the first villages we went to, which was really amazing and really nice. It's very authentic and these views are really breathtaking. We had a bit of unlucky weather, so it was raining, but it gave some amazing views like this, some mist on these little waterfronts. And we also went to this very famous TikTok area with the blue water. It was so busy, so I would not recommend going there. At least you did see some nice blue water, but you have these kind of waterways all along this area, so you don't really need to go to the one famous blue hole which everyone goes to. Then we continued driving and we went a bit up north, and we went to a famous area where there was a lot of Roman buildings and a lot of history, and also again a very nice area to just take some pictures, get the history in. And if you like these kind of things, it's probably a nice thing to see. Personally, I rather go to a bit more less touristy places, but anyway, if you like some places where you can read about history and how Albania was conquered by different types of groups, it's really nice. Again, we moved on with our drive. It is pretty nice to do driving around Albania. You have a lot of sights to see. So we continued our trip to Dermi, and there we stayed a bit on the less touristy side, but as you can see here, it is also quite touristy on the Dermi side. And if you don't like that, you can go to the other side. They have so much good food, also at a very good price. So that's nice to see. And yeah, we really enjoyed this place. You know, we were a group of 10 people, and it's nice to have some food for a decent price. And then the day after, we went with a little boat. We took our little boat and went along the coast. It was not our own boat, so we could not be a captain. I have my license, but it was not allowed. And I must say it was also quite touristy. And it's not like I did in the past around Italy and so on, where you can make it a bit your own. Here you really had to follow the group, which was not too nice. Anyway, we continue our trip because we are planning to do some nice hiking in Albania, that's really why Albania is also famous for a lot of hikes for cheap. And also, again, we eat a lot of food. They do care about their food. It's not crazy special, but they do like it. And again, for the price and the value you get, it's really nice. So again, we continued to our first stop with the car, where we could start our little trip. And we also went to a bit the cities and experienced a bit the culture, the people, and see how the landscape is looking like. Because that's always important if you do some kind of road trip. You can really experience the different cultures by just driving through the streets, seeing different kind of areas. So this was the start of our real hiking trip, which was very nice to do. And we really saw already that this was going to be a very nice trip. Before, we also went with this group to Georgia, which was also very nice to do. First day in the mountains, beautiful, very steep, very nice. So we continue here with the hike. This was the start of our hike. It was really amazing. Really, we started somewhere where we could really already see how beautiful this country and these mountains will be. We started at the top of the mountain and went down for this first trip to another blue hole, which was very famous. And the way along there was very empty, so I would definitely recommend doing this trip, not only going to the blue hole, but already starting the hike from the top of the mountain down. You can also take a bus down, but I think in this case it was really nice to be totally alone in the forest with this group, and obviously with your friends, it's always amazing to have this kind of really experience where you feel like you're alone on a planet. And yeah, there's some animals, horses along the way. It's really nice to do. And then we came to the Blue Hole. Very touristy, obviously, but not touristy. I also feel like a lot of locals come here because it's a nice place to have a swim. And it is very cold, so it looks like paradise, but it is like a -1 or 0 degree water, so it's really fresh water, but also very cold water. So if you want to do it, you can do a little swim. So after that, we did continue with our amazing trip along the mountains here, and it was very hot. So this part of the trip was very hot. There were no clouds anymore, but not too crazy hot. I think it was around 25-30 degrees the temperature. So then we also had a little dip in this amazing water area. There's so many little places where you can have little swims and not too many tourists. You can really have your private little area. Then we also saw this amazing waterfall along the way. It's a must-do. Also a lot of people again, but you have to see this one because it's a must-see along the way. And then again, the scenery is so beautiful. And you do feel like Albania has its own culture, and you can also see it in the buildings, the people who live there. Also a lot of little bridges where you had to cross, which is always a nice adventure. And again, the locals were so friendly if we were needing to find a way out really and go to our little place where we could stay. And also the different lodges they have are pretty good. You're around maybe $10 a night for like a shared room, whatever. So it's very cheap. They also give breakfast, which is very extensive and very varied. So they do have different types of things. Also very small rooms, but it is a very nice thing to do, to stay in these lodges. It's part of the experience, you know. Even one of my friends, his shoes were going to die because he had old shoes, and he had to like tape them up. In the end, he made it all the way through. Also quite some animals along the way, like horses, and also some donkeys who were able to carry some luggages, which you will see here in a bit. And the hikes are quite varied again. So you have the forest, you have the mountains, you have at the bottom of the mountains, and you have the top, really the amazing peaks. Here you can see the different donkeys, which is very nice, and you have some guys who then make the path clear for the tourists. Again, tourists is something that will come back because I feel like Albania is very popular, so you really have to make sure you try to come in a time where there's not too many tourists. In this case, it's just not too much, not too little, so just in between it's just fine. Again, it's very nice to see the scenery. It's so amazing. And again, not everywhere are too many people. As you can see here, there's not too many people walking along some of the routes. So here I think maybe we passed in total maybe 50 people, but at some places you could easily say that you passed at least 100 people along the way, which is not too bad if you compare to maybe some other European countries like the Alps, where there's way more people walking around. And here you have also some donkeys, and the path is not crazy built up, right? So it's quite authentic, it's quite original, it's quite difficult even to walk. So you have to be prepared to do quite a lot of hiking along these tracks, which are not as easy, with loose stones, with really steep angles down, steep angles up. But it's always worth it, right? It's an exercise, and that's why we liked it so much. We took our water. You need at least 2 liters of water along the way. But that's what we like. It's a bit of a survival, if you want to see it this way. And also here at this end tail of our little trip, we were very tired. And there were also some buses going back and forth for people who want to give up. We didn't give up, and we found some nice place with a local kid carrying some horses for his dad around. That's really what makes these hikes so special, because you really meet the local people, or at least you see the local people. And then we stayed here in our last lodge, which was truly amazing, and my friend made it with his shoes. They barely made it, but he threw them away in this last hike. But this was really the peak. I think this little place between the mountains, really good stay, very cheap stay, amazing views, amazing weather, and it makes it so nice. We did have a little dinner at this lodge too, and obviously everywhere we go they give a little breakfast, and which is also nice. Then we jumped on a bus going to our next stop, which was also very nice. Our next stop was this amazing ferry trip. And it was probably one of the best things I saw in Albania. It was really looking like something you could see in Asia or anywhere else in the world. I didn't expect this kind of beauty in Albania, but it is a must do. So if you want to do one of the things in Albania we did, for sure, this one is very easy to book, easy to step on, not too expensive, and it's truly unique. It's an amazing pathway with the boats you go along. Not too many tourists at all, so you have maybe 1 or 2 boats, whereas maybe in other countries in the world you could have maybe 10-15 boats going back and forth just to make some money. Here it was pretty calm, I must say, and that made it nice. Obviously on the boat there are some people, but not too crazy much people, not too big of a boat. You could even put your car on there, which is also nice. So it was the right size, not too big, not too small, and the scenery is just amazing. You could also take some smaller boats which take you along maybe some more hidden spots. So we really took it to get back to our place where we wanted to go home, so it was pretty nice. And as I said, like, the scenery is truly amazing. The green of the mountains going straight into the water. The water was sometimes also a bit polluted with plastics, which was a bit surprising to see, but at the end you have a big dam which holds the water and gives electricity to the surrounding cities, and then you have to go through a very small tunnel to get back to the place where the buses can start their journey back to the airport, which was sad to see because it was the end of our trip. But we did like it, and that last little part with the bus was quite sketchy, so it's quite interesting to see how that part of the road was not too good, whereas along other places in Albania the roads were pretty nice. So it was a bit surprising to see that this road was not too good. But this is the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching.